your mum.
And hey, let's just give a big welcome to our new member of the What on Earth podcast, my brother, Zach.
Whoa.
Hi.
Hi.
Great start.
He wanted to join, and I thought, yeah, why not? So Palworld, we're back here again.
Yeah, we're back with the
Wonderful,
follow-up.
warlike creatures.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like
Yeah.
how we're sort of keeping up with the news about this. It's like
Yeah.
we're monitoring over time.
I'm following this quite closely due to my own concerns of, well, the game possibly being taken off air.
Oh God.
But what the main topic of debate in Palworld at the moment is the rate of game journalism happening, mainly to do with how, news websites like to say, oh, this game has dropped, so many players in a week, and make it sound extremely drastic. And the Palworld devs has, well, basically come out and said what they think of it, which is they're not too bothered. People take breaks from games, which is fair enough.
I mean, I will admit, I haven't played Palworld in a while.
Yeah.
I've just been mainly playing Titanfall 2 because the server's went back up quite recently.
Yeah. But that's the thing, you can go back to the game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I haven't played it in a bit, but I will go back to it. And that is the point the developers made. All these people are saying the game, is slowly dying because the gameplay, like the amount of players has dropped, but it hasn't. People just take breaks from games.
People might just revisit it.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. Like, games typically do better when they've only just been released. Like,
Yeah.
Unpacking, for example, that probably had a ton of players back when, it first surged in popularity. But nowadays, there might not be as many people playing it because, they've played through the game and completed it. Just because you got less players doesn't mean the game's dead.
Yeah,
Look
that's
at Minecraft.
I mean,
Minecraft's like a game you always go back
but that was like a big, huge gap.
Yeah, that game like proper dropped for a bit and then came back.
I feel like it's different. It's like not like one that was like dead hyped up, and and this is bearing in mind Minecraft is like from Microsoft. It's still technically an indie game, but it is Microsoft.
Well, I think First Class Trouble might be a better example then, because that used to be like way more popular when it was, a new game, and now it's still got a fair bit of a player base, but not as good as when it first came out.
Yeah.
I mean, games sometimes just lose players. That doesn't mean the game's dead.
Yeah, but I think the main thing is that people that's what it is. I think the media, they like to just cause a storm where they can say, oh, it's dead.
They say what's going to make a good story.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, we've had a lot of discussion about this with the Suicide Squad journalism at the moment.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, me and Ryan have played this.
People are saying there is one that's like, it's the worst game of this year. And it's like, it just isn't. It's like the worst thing about modern gaming. It's not.
It's not. I don't know how...
It's not a perfect game, but no game is.
But it's better than Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights could barely run at 30 FPS, and then they followed up with Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I mean, I think...
People have different views.
Exactly. I think what we should talk... This part of the episode is obviously because it's not just about Palworld, because there's so much we could talk about that, but it's how... I think this part of the episode should be about how the media affects views on games, tries to go like, oh, this game's dead, this game's failing, when actually it's not.
Or the fact that they just jump on theories and there's no proof behind them, aka, the whole debate with Palworld and their models turning out to just be fake.
Yeah. Like most models in real life.
Yeah, like mostly made up by one guy because he doesn't like the game.
But are you saying that we're going to be complaining about how people portray things?
Yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about. Is how people portray, or mainly with video games, like how people say it's bad, but it's not.
Whenever it's a chance to complain about something I know about, that's my time to shine on this podcast.
So, like we said, me and Ryan have played Suicide Squad, and that's fine. But
as long as you're having fun, it doesn't matter.
I mean, we had it, and we have a blast. I mean, we're going through a decent pace, but we can't really find anything to complain about. I mean, yeah, it's probably feels a bit quite closed with how it's not as open world as we thought, but it's not a
But
bad game.
Sometimes open worlds can hinder a game.
It's not a bad game, and it's quite fun if you play it multiplayer.
Well, every game has its ups and downs.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone knows that.
Oh, exactly.
And
There's no,
also
like,
depends on if you like
Where I
that
was saying before, there's no
pure
perfect
general
game.
play style.
Yeah. Do you have any examples, Cryscorde? I can always forget how to say your name.
Cryscorde.
Cryscorde, okay.
Any examples of like games that are good but not everyone likes them?
Yeah, well, mainly been put down by the media, and you're just like, nah, that's not true.
Games that have been put down by the media.
Yeah.
Probably like any game that has a dodge roll feature and immediately gets compared to Dark Souls for no apparent reason.
Palworld has a roll feature.
Yeah, I
Palworld's not
actually saw Palworld get compared to Dark Souls purely because it has dodge rolling.
I mean, have you never fought against one of the lucky pals? Bloody hell!
No, I haven't played it that much.
Do you remember I told it was one time that me,
no.
Ryan, and Brian were playing it, and
Chicken.
I just swooped in and just caught it. I mean, I did give it to Ryan because he did try and catch it, but that always seemed to be my thing. I just swoop in last second and steal the day, not save the day.
I
Shinkin.
did fight the plant dragon thing back when I played it and got my ass handed to me, so, you know. Yeah, beginning of the game, I thought, oh, a level 36. Yeah, I can take that.
Yeah,
I got a full team. It's not like it'll just attack me immediately.
that's true. It's like, I think it's the same. I know this is a bit like off the game subject, but like with movies, like critics can hate on it, but it can be really good. Cause not necessarily the critics are not necessarily people who enjoy that sort of film or whatnot. And like,
I mean, it's like with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Like, fair enough. A lot of people don't really like that movie, but you know, I think it's all right.
it is all right. It is, and it's the critics go like the critics are probably not even Marvel fans. They'd probably get people who aren't a fan of the franchise, and it's who's a fan. If you're a fan, you're more likely to enjoy it. Like with a FNAF movie.
What they do, I reckon, is they point out, you know, like with the Illuminati, how it's all these heroes from like different superhero
Yeah.
things. Like
So you're talking about the actual Illuminati? Then
No, yeah, me too.
I mean,
But
you've got Captain Carter, Black Bolt, Professor X, Reed Richards. You know, you got plenty of like heroes there. It's basically fair enough. It is kind of just like fan service, but is anyone really complaining? I mean, sure they got
No.
killed off immediately, but what are the odds that they'll go back to that universe? You know, there'll
exactly.
be like so many more that they can explore now.
Yeah.
You're bound to get like a bit of fan service followed by the heroes dying.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just, I think this is ultimately just how the media portrays sort of things, and it's all about the fans. It's all about the fans.
I think one of the worst terms that can be used in media is clone.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Because immediately anything that's called a clone is like bad.
I will admit though that when you say clone, that comes to mind is there was around time of God of War, there was a lot of God of War clones.
Yeah.
And then
I was
there
like,
was
as soon as you hear the word clone, it's never used in a good sense.
I mean, sometimes you can tell they're clones. They're using the same mechanics. You think, oh, that's good. We'll use that. I think ultimately, this is not how I thought this conversation would go. Like, I thought it was just going to be about Palworld, but I feel like we're ultimately going into
It opens a gateway.
media.
just
I think this episode would be media portrayal.
But like the closest I've ever seen to you know, a game being called like well, not the word clone wasn't used in the one I saw, but like the closest thing I've ever seen to a good example of games being compared is a game called Deviator. And it's like a Metroidvania with a hand-drawn art style, similar to Hollow Knight. Like they compare it to Hollow Knight a lot, but like they don't outright say it's a clone or anything. But you know, it's obvious that they're trying to lean people towards thinking that.
Yeah,
Like the art style, I'll be honest, is uncannily like similar, but you know, it's bound to have its own unique story and mechanics.
yeah.
But yet people are already judging it before it's even bloody out. Not even the demo's been released yet.
I mean, it's
Actually, it might have done. I'll have to check.
I mean, it's one of the things. It's the media. There's negative media portrayals. That's
It's
like
the same with. It's the same with Palworld. Everyone's saying it's literally Pokemon.
It's not. It's more like Ark.
yeah, it's
I
like
think
I think the second
journalism journalism and positive descriptions of things are like mutually exclusive.
Yeah. Although you got to admit though, Palworld, anything that's catching like creatures in a ball, you go, oh yeah, Pokemon clone.
Yeah, but like it's not even catching creatures in a ball. Like apparently Nintendo tried suing Yu-Gi-Oh ages ago.
How?
Because they were
What?
saying Yu-Gi-Oh was too similar to Pokemon.
I mean, I
Oh,
understand if it was
great.
TCG, that's like you'd have to be still insane to call the two the same. Yu-Gi-Oh is not the same.
Not even
Bakugan's next.
like, if you-
Creatures
no.
has a ball.
Oh no.
No.
I've played both the Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh card games. Admittedly, Pokemon to a lesser degree, significantly, but you know they are different.
They are
in, like,
miles
the-
different. Yu-Gi-Oh is more like
If they wanted to claim copyright, they would be copyrighting TCG in general, which you know they obviously can't do.
yeah, it's
And actually, going back to Palworld for a second, Nintendo did take action against not the developers of Palworld, but the developers of a Palworld mod, which just turns the models into Pokemon.
What?
oh, so there's
So people were like, oh, they're gonna go after Palworld. They're just too similar. And then they went, oh no, we're just gonna go after this one guy that made a mod, which basically just put Pokemon models in the game.
oh my god.
Yeah, but
it's
You're not going to do that with every other
it's-
game, are you? Like, yet again, Minecraft. There's
Yeah.
Pokemon mods in Minecraft. You're not going to
Yeah.
sue them for it, are
Two
you?
things
No.
that like Nintendo hate. It's using their intellectual property and
Yeah.
like mods for games, so it makes sense they'd go after that.
It's what I think it was just a harmless game. They don't mind, but I think it's guns and violence.
That doesn't sound harmless to me.
Nintendo is very family friendly. For example, if you created a YouTube video, Nintendo probably don't mind if you use their music and stuff. But if it doesn't match Nintendo's core family values and stuff like that, then they're on it like a car bonnet.
Funnily
Lawsuit
enough,
on your ass.
that modder then went on to make a legally distinct Pokemon Palworld mod.
Wait, what?
Ah.
What even is like a car bonnet anyway? I've always heard that expression, but I
It's the
don't know. What
it's
it
the
is.
front part of a car that lifts up.
First, you don't know what brum is. Now you know what car bonnet is.
Car bonnet. Oh, I thought it was one word.
No, it's the bonnet of a car.
Not a carbonetta or something.
I thought it was one word. I
Bloody
was
hell.
like, what the hell's a car bonnet?
What's a carbonetta?
Whoever said these podcasts weren't educational?
Here we teach
I
you
mean,
about
I'm learning
cars.
a lot.
Tonight on Bottom Gear. Fuck, I forgot
We
how to
learn
say your
what
name
a car
again.
bonnet is.
Cryscorde learns how to.
VTuber.
A VTuber learns what a car bonnet is. A
Tonight
VTuber learns about brum.
Tonight on What on Earth, mate, a VTuber learns what a car bonnet is. We induct Zach into a cult, and we send Ryan to the sun in a potato-powered Soyuz capsule.
Wait, what? In a potato what capsule?
Just go with the flow, Lou.
Just-
Go with
yeah,
the flow.
just-
Go with it. Go with it.
Just go.
Just
Just
don't make me explain it. It becomes even less funny if I explain it.
okay. Yeah, I know how jokes work.
You're not going to the
moving
sun,
on-
I am,
moving on
so.
Moving on back to Palworld and journalism,
Yeah.
then.
But
Car bonnet, like.
Palworld is fun. Palworld, I feel like when you get like a clone, what people class as a clone. There's a chance for evolution.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
I have a good example of clones. It's that, say when Multiverses, that was it. When Multiverses came out,
Yeah.
everyone went, it's just a clone of Super Smash Bros. I mean, it's a platform fighter, so obviously people are going to say, oh, this is just, trying to hold on to Smash Bros. Is it? But that game was genuinely fun.
Yeah.
And in some ways, I think it was better than Smash Bros.
because it was
There's
a unique
different characters.
I think it's because it's a unique format of game that no one's ever done. And the second someone else tries to do it,
Yeah.
losing on it. But the fact is, what you remember is like all the first-person shooter games. Where did they stem from? Doom, Wolfenstein. They
Call
all
of Duty.
stem from there, and no one calls any of them games a clone.
Mhm.
It all stems from one unique idea for a game format, and then, you know what I mean?
I just want to like interject with the subject of clones.
Don't say Star Wars.
Yeah, just had to have a cough then.
Oh.
It's like whenever you get a game that is considered a clone, what that typically means is it's a game that's a similar style to a well-beloved game, but it has its own unique features that make it different and a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
I see something labeled as a clone, then that typically says to me, oh, it's probably going to be similar but different, so which makes it good.
Yeah, like why can't they just say inspired?
Yeah, well, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, well, you got the God of War.
Like when I was saying earlier that people were comparing Deviator to Hollow Knight, that is the first and currently only time I have ever seen inspired rather than clone.
Yeah,
Like in all video game journalism that
See,
I've
that
seen.
is good journalism.
that is. But I just feel like the media does negatively portray, games and movies and TV shows in a bad light. Then when
It's
actually,
because it appeals to doom scrolling.
yeah,
I reckon I'd be good at video game journalism. Like when I played the demo for Plate Man, I acknowledged some of the bad parts, like the controls were a bit janky. It wasn't quite clear what you were meant to do, but I still liked it, and I still
yeah,
pointed out the positive parts.
Well,
maybe that,
when we get a website,
maybe when if this picks up a bit more, maybe we could do that for future episodes, like a game retrospective.
when we get a blog going,
Yeah, we
Cool.
could do like game reviews and stuff.
you could be editor in chief.
I'm not going to be editor. I'd be like game player.
He could
Okay,
be
you
player.
can be game player in chief.
You can play it, we'll analyse.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll analyze your playing.
Ah, nah, he should have done that. He should have picked that. He should have picked that up. He should have
Should
dropped
have
that.
done B. Should have jumped.
What he should have done is cranked the 90, boxed him in, edited
Playing a
them,
game of
and then
Mario,
pulled
you
out
should have
shotgun,
jumped on it.
thunder pump him.
What are you guys even talking about?
Fortnite.
Where's this conversation going?
I don't
Welcome
know.
to What on Earth, lads.
What on earth? What on earth is this conversation right now? But I feel like I think we've done quite well with this.
So this is what we do. We take a topic, go on a wildly different philosophical rant, and then we
Yeah.
return.
Yeah. So bottom line
Always
is,
interesting.
We go around the world.
in 80 days.
In 80 seconds.
Yeah, probably.
That's how long you last. And that's me being generous.
Okay.
See,
So you were saying about going off topic.
But on,
I
Back
think we're
on
getting a
topic.
bit too crazy with going off topic here. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying this because I'm the victim here, but you're making like jokes about how long someone lasts in bed when we're meant to be talking about video game journalism. At least make those jokes about the video game journalists.
The media will never take us seriously if we carry on like that.
I don't think they'll take us seriously anyway,
nope, they won't.
and that's exactly how we like it.